It is Wednesday, my dudes. Wednesday, my dudes.
It is Wednesday here again on We Talk Sports Good. And it is Randall and I here as we got another great football Wednesday, but also we're sprinkling a little MLB postseason on top of it. So, it's my favorite time. You got football in full swing and baseball playoffs. Can't miss it. Can't miss.
Ugh. Could care less about the baseball. It's football
That's a
season.
lie. You know you're going to get into some playoffs a little bit.
I will. I do. I'm not gonna lie. If I will watch more baseball games in the playoffs together than I will all the regular season. So I started off kind of strong this year. I watched
You
quite a
did.
bit, like at the very beginning. So
Yeah, and then the Mets broke your heart and you gave up, which is fair.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. Well, we'll just get right into it, and I will kick it off right away. Not into football kickoff, but we'll go to some baseballs. We already have wild card games going on. We unfortunately missed out on the awesome four-way tie that could have happened and got the least exciting thing is just two teams making it. I guess you can't say it's the least exciting if you think Red Sox Yankee in a one-game playoff game. That is pretty exciting. That's for sure. I still wanted the four-way tie scenario where they all had to play an extra game, but Red Sox Yankees in a winner take all game. That's pretty cool too. Watching the $30 million man Garrett Cole let up a couple home runs. The Yankees forget how the base run / their third base coach sends a guy home that didn't think he was going to get sent home. Just explains the Yankees over the last few years. They'll win you 90 plus games, but choke in the playoffs. And to be fair, for the Red Sox, good for them on this bounce back. I didn't even have them as a playoff team.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people did. Maybe I don't even think some Red Sox fans saw it.
No, I mean, weren't they supposed to? I mean, I thought they were supposed to be well in the bottom half of.
I mean, yeah. I think I don't remember where I exactly put them, but I think I put them like slightly under 500. Like, and the Red Sox, they'll win some games, but I just didn't see this kind of year coming out of them. So, props to them. And then we got. I honestly have a feel. Obviously I knew this game started before we had the show, but the fact that the Cardinals went on that insane win streak / the Dodgers just couldn't catch the Giants in the second half. They both played exactly the same, both great. You have a 106 win wild card team. I just have it. I mean, I know it's only 1-0. It's only the fourth, but man, that just kind of has that gut feeling of they're about to lose, and all they get is that one game, and they were a 106 win team, second best record in the whole MLB, and they could get bounced because of a one game wild card.
Yeah.
So
baseball, man.
We'll keep an eye on that. I'll probably keep going. And then we got the rest. We got White Sox, Astros, Rays now versus Red Sox. Whoever the winner out of course, the wild card game will play the Giants, and then Brewers, Braves. Honestly, my World Series pick winner is out. Thanks Padres for choking it away this whole year as well.
Yeah.
I think I'm honestly my bandwagon playoff team. I mean, as much as obviously I said the White Sox to the World Series, but I'm not feeling as confident now, just because they kind of. I mean, they just had an easy division, so they coasted, but they just not giving me a lot of confidence going into the World Series. So I'm kind of going all in on the Brewers. I don't know.
All in on the Brew Crew. Who is like their best player?
They still have. I mean, for hitting wise, you have Yelich, former MVP.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And then they just have this rotation that you don't think of the Brewers as pitching, but I mean, they're pitching just fantastic with between Burns, Peralta, and Woodruff. So I mean, like honestly, like Brewers pitching's on fire.
And their second baseman's pretty good too, right?
Oh yeah,
Colton Wong.
they've been
Isn't
playing
he
Wong. Yeah,
good?
he's had a pretty good year. He's a kind of, well, he won Gold Glove last year, I believe, for Cardinals. Pretty solid year for them this year. Willie Adames has played well since the trade. I mean,
There's no way Ryan Braun's still on that team,
no,
right?
he has retired.
He's retired, right?
He has retired.
Okay.
You're correct. I mean, honestly, the hitting hasn't really been much, and that's usually what the Brewers are known for. They hit well, and then they have great pitching and fantastic bullpen. You know, they did lose one of their best bullpen guys. Not their best because they do have Hader, but their second best in Williams, the guy who punched the wall that we talked about a few weeks ago. He was fantastic during the year. So a little disappointed there. They do still have a very good bullpen. So, and when you have Josh Hader, who is unstoppable in the back end, that's kind of a good formula. Great pitching, very good bullpen. That's how you win in the playoffs. And as long as your hitting can just do enough, you can make a run. So they are my stamp of approval bandwagon team for this playoffs since my World Series picks out. So why not, right? And if the White Sox can make a run, great, because they obviously I had them making it to the World Series, but I don't have the confidence there right now. I mean, you never know. Maybe they just get back to how they started the year, and they are that same team that looked like they could be a World Series contender. I don't know. The Astros came in hotter. White Sox kind of just in the last few months, so I just have a bad gut feeling the Astros win, but maybe the White Sox can get that little spark back. Yeah. So, any team you've decided the bandwagon on for the playoffs?
I kind of like the idea of the Red Sox. I mean, I know that that's like, but I like, because I know that they were definitely, like, out of all the teams that I know they weren't supposed to be in it. Like that's my one thing. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to get back with you on that one. I'll have to see kind of who's, like, I know it's not gonna be like, I'm definitely not gonna go for the Yankees. I'm definitely not going for the Dodgers. I don't know. Maybe the Rays. Rays might be a team that I'll look at. Or maybe the Braves. I do like a lot of the players on the Braves that I know of. So, yeah. Definitely not the Dodgers. Definitely not the Yankees. That's for sure. Definitely not the Cardinals either. They've won enough.
Fair enough. All right. Well, there you go. There's the baseball nugget for today. We'll obviously kind of touch base with the rest of the playoffs, but it's time to jump right back into some football because there's so much football to talk. We usually start off with college, and we will start off with college, but there was something we haven't addressed here, and I think we got to go with this first in the first 10-15 minutes of the show. Everyone wants a good time, man. Losing sucks. You gotta blow off some steam, but I don't think that might be how you do it. I know he's been the butt of the joke a lot, and I can't put my finger to it, but
I don't necessarily know if he was the one blowing off the steam. Oh no, sorry. Oh, whoops. My bad.
Good old Urban. Good old Urban Meyer. Look, I think what makes it worse is you're just a straight up liar on top of it. Like, we didn't see all those videos, and we were supposed to believe that you were forced away from your grandkids at this nice, calm dinner, and they forced you to get drunk and dance with these people. How dare they?
How old is his grandkids?
I don't know. But
they can't be that old, right? How old is he?
I mean, but how he says it in the press conference, which, dude, you got caught. And then that's 101. Like, when you see someone public speaking like that can't look anyone in the eyes, that literally is like looking around the room, looking down, like he can't even stare someone like straight into the camera. Like, dude, you're lying. Why can't you just own up to what happened? Why do you have to make this weird lie? And it didn't even become an apology. It just became a like, oh, these people forced me to this bar and dance. I should have left. Well, that's not really what happened. So why do you have to make up this story?
Right. Yeah. So his grandkids are like, hold on, I'm doing some investigating on his grandkids because I don't like it. I think they're like toddlers. Like I think they're like 5. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they're like 4 or 5 years old from what I'm seeing.
No.
But like, I just don't try to put that on anyone but yourself. Like, I mean, obviously he's married. Like, that's the biggest thing to me is like, if he was not married, if he was single, no one would have cared. I mean, people would have cared. They would have been like, oh, look at this guy. But, like, it wouldn't have been because he also wouldn't have had to deny it. Like, he just would have been like, maybe I made some mistakes. I shouldn't have, maybe should calm down after a loss on like that type of thing. But instead, he's, doing this, flirting with these girls and letting them dance on him and whatever else. And, you're married, man. Come on. Like, that's horrible. That's horrible. But
piling the lies on top, and then canceling practice. Like, like you're still an NFL team. You can't just cancel practice because of this. Like, you're 0-4 Jaguars. Like, you can't just say, we could take a day off. I've got some things to take care of, or the fact that he said, oh, I don't need to get the team ready. The team leaders will. What's your job then?
Yeah, I would like to see that whole comment though, because I feel like that's that's a soundbite that could easily be taken out of context a little bit. But the canceling of the practice is bad because he's. Can you name a time in the NFL in the past 10 to 15 years that you can honestly remember a coach having such a negative, well, just being such a distraction to his team? Like, and the only distraction it might be is, it's one thing to be a distraction with your play calling or things that are on field, but I cannot remember a distraction that was off field from a head coach like this. I mean, can you?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, I mean, I can think of the assistant coach for the Dolphins that was like doing the blow on video, like snorting coke and like whatever else it was. But like that was an assistant coach, easily just fireable, like whatever. But then like I don't know. This is crazy. The fact that he's clearly lost all. If he ever had any respect in the locker room, I don't know.
Doesn't sound like it right now.
Well, I think it's unfair for anyone to be like, well, he never had, like, what do you mean he never had respect? Like, if Urban Meyer walks in pre all this, you have to have a little. I mean, the dude, no matter how bad you think of it, you can't call him a bad coach.
No,
like, no one's gonna say he's a bad coach.
The thing is, I don't think there wasn't any before he started, but after training camp, before even week 1, there was already some like issues in the locker room, which you're like, okay,
And the second he brought Tebow in, that in itself was a distraction, and that's, I wouldn't necessarily say that's his fault that it's a distraction. That's kind of the media as a whole making it a distraction because this is who it is, whatever. But
criteria to examine for a struggling team according to Urban Meyer's: trust issues 1, dysfunctional environment 2, selfishness 3.
Why have I not seen an incredibly funny photoshopped thing of that? Like criteria 1, sit at the bar. Criteria 2, all over. Criteria 3, like I haven't not seen that meme yet? Like that needs to be a thing immediately. If you're listening to our podcast, please make that. But oh man, yeah. The USC thing, I think, I still don't believe that. I kind of think that once this is over, it's just over. I'm going to be honest. Like, I think he should have never taken this in the first place. He had a good gig. calling the games. He clearly has health issues. Like
Clearly
we all
wants the
saw
USC
what
job.
happened at Ohio State. What?
I said he clearly wants the USC job.
You think he wants it?
Yeah, I do. Think he realizes NFL's not for him. He's already ready to bail, go back to college.
See, to me, I think he just wants to bail and go back to not like he. I think he should just stop. Just stop, man. You can only go downhill from here. You've already proven something in college football with your national championships. It's only downhill from here, honestly. Like, what good comes out of coaching USC? Okay, let's say you win a national championship. We've already seen you win a national championship. That doesn't help you. We're
But he's
still
done
going
it
to
for
be
three different universities.
Has anyone ever done that? Maybe not.
I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm saying off the top of my head, but I don't think so.
No, I mean, I guess not, because there's not very many that have done it for two.
Right.
I mean, Saban is the only one that I can think of off the top of my head, because he won one at LSU, right? Yeah.
Yeah, LSU
Right?
won. Yeah, yeah, he did.
Yeah, like 02 or something like that, 03, something around there. But yeah, whatever, dude. He needs to just like back off, stay away from the limelight for a little bit, chill out. Like, if I'm a PR person, I'm like, hey, here's what we don't want you to do is go take the job in Southern California. Like, that's what I don't want you to do right now, because like that's the let me how good of a PR move does it sound? Jags head coach that gets caught messing around with other girls, very young girls, by the way, way like definitely half his age, while being married, while having a struggling football team, while all these other things have happened in the past at Ohio State and the teams he had at Florida. If you look back at those teams, he's going to now quit mid-season and go coach one of the most high-profile jobs in Southern California, in basically Los Angeles, where everybody can see him under a microscope. This sounds great PR-wise. No, that's horrible. That sounds horrible. He needs to not do that. At least I wouldn't.
That's fair. And it does not look like I found a couple with 2 teams, but I have not found any with 3 different teams, college football national championships. So, just saying.
Who?
Yeah, you're not gonna know. You're not gonna think of the other ones off the top of your head.
Is it like real old school coaches? Pretty much.
There was Howard Johnson won one with the Yale, and then won some with Southern Cal, and then there was one more. It was the same thing. Oh no, not same thing. Glenn Pop Warner won 2 at Pitt and 1 at Stanford.
Okay, well that's fair. That's fair, I guess.
But they all happened before 1930.
I was to say that's at least a little bit closer.
Or 1932. Sorry, that was the last out of those. But yeah, no one. And then of course, then there's Nick Saban. So and Urban Meyer too.
This sounds crazy, but like I think we were young enough when Saban won that first Bama one against Texas, and I was mad enough at the time. Not like I'm 100% sure I didn't listen to the post game, but like I don't think they had to have made a big deal about that, right?
I'm sure they did.
I don't even remember that. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't even cross my mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been on top of my mind, honestly, either. Yeah, so. Anyways, while we're already talking college football, we can already jump right into that. I feel like it's probably a pretty quick in review. Just kind of going through, I didn't really feel, there was a lot of ranked versus ranked matchups that I don't think necessarily really lived up to some hype.
Yeah.
Had obviously the Friday night. I honestly was a little concerned that it would be a close game, but we saw the other Tagovailoa is lost his Heisman candidacy right away with the 5 interceptions. Absolutely looked terrible. I stopped watching at halftime. It was absolutely awful to watch. Georgia with the mailman frat boy Stetson Bennett throwing 72 yards wins 37-0 against Arkansas.
Yeah.
Absolutely steamrolled. Michigan looked good. It still didn't make me feel great because we didn't really pass much, even though the J.J. McCarthy 56-yard touchdown at the end of the game just makes me want to let J.J. McCarthy play. And he had a rushing touchdown. They brought him in on the 1-yard line to sneak it. Graham Mertz is awful. He made one really good pass, and that was it. He looked terrible the rest of the day. And Aiden Hutchinson, just want to say, he is legit. You didn't know he was already.
Yeah.
So yeah, Michigan looked pretty good. If you want to give your little Texas minute here with that win over TCU.
No, I mean, the only thing I can't say it each week, but I will if you're gonna let me. Bijan Robinson needs to be in the Heisman hunt, and he needs to be high up there. I mean, he's doing.
I mean, is there really anyone else?
No, I mean, really, like
Bryce Young's about the only one.
Bryce Young,
because he's Alabama's quarterback, but they kind of held him back. It felt like because they just
right.
cruised versus Ole Miss. Once again, another game that just.
Also, yeah, and I think something we talked about a little bit last week that I think isn't being brought up enough right now is how ridiculous the Big 12 running backs are.
Yeah.
I mean, golly, man, Bijan, Brees,
Deuce Vaughn.
Deuce Vaughn, Zach Evans for TCU.
Yes.
Yeah, he's really good. Oh gosh, there's the rookie or freshman from oh man, it'll come to me. Never mind. But just the Big 12 running backs, just in general, it's kind of interesting that like the Big 12 seems to be going a little bit more towards that running game right now, just because of how good all the running backs are. And it's kind of exposing these teams that don't have great run defense right now, which is interesting. Like, I think the teams that are struggling a little bit with that, or OU struggling with that, they're still going to win right now because Rattler is Rattler. I mean, he makes stupid decisions, but he counters with enough good decisions and to win games. We'll see how that goes this week, but I don't know. I think not enough is being talked about Big 12 wise with that, just how many good running backs there is right now. But yeah, I definitely think Bijan should be in the top 3 in Heisman voting right now. I think it'd be absurd. All you have to do is watch him and see the things he's doing on the field. As much as I think Breece Hall and Vaughn and some of these other guys are good, I don't think their tape compares to Bijan right now. I think Bijan's got the best tape in college football right now.
Sorry. I think 1, 2, 3, no order. I guess top 3. I shouldn't say 1, 2, 3. I would say for 3, I would say right now would be Bijan, Bryce Young, and C.J. Stroud. Because I mean, I know Ohio State hasn't this week looked dominant, but C.J. Stroud's statistics are ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's fair.
You also have that receiving core, but he is taking advantage properly. So.
Yeah, I think if Texas pulls off a win this week against OU, then it will really, because there's no way we win this game without Bijan having an incredible game.
That's fair.
And if he does this on this stage against OU, then he will be definitely talked about with it.
That's fair. So yeah. Well, then obviously we had Cincinnati pretty well handle Notre Dame.
That's big for my prediction. That's big for my prediction.
That is. We have Alabama, like mentioned, doubled the score. Lane Kiffin shouldn't probably said, "Get your popcorn ready." Never a good thing, as he said at halftime. I guess if we forgot to turn the microwave on.
By the way, Dom, going back to the Cincy thing, I'm looking at their schedule. The only thing that's left is SMU.
The SMU game is huge.
Yeah, they're past the hard part. They beat the Indiana that wasn't really a thing, but looked like it was going to be a thing at the beginning of the season. Beat Notre Dame. UCF isn't what we thought they might be a little bit.
I think that hurts for Cincinnati, though. They would have probably needed UCF to look better. I know they lost their quarterback, but
I still think that Notre Dame win is big, and I think that SMU win will be big.
I do, but I mean,
think
it's still the committee, and any excuse they can use against them, you need these other teams to look better.
I guess, but I think there's enough clamoring and enough people who know Cincinnati is good now that they will since this Cincinnati team is a higher profile team than the UCF teams that were good. Come on, Fleck. I feel like Fleck's higher profile than Frost, right?
I don't think so. I would have put the UCF. They had a very explosive offense.
They did, but like they never played Notre Dame.
Yeah,
they didn't
but
play Notre Dame.
Fleck never did that. Never had anything at Western Michigan.
I guess.
Still conference
I guess.
strength. American would be better.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Whatever. Oh, I
Um,
said Fleck. I was meaning Fickle. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I was talking about Fickle.
Not that as much. They got their good bowl, and that was about really all they could do.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, Fickle. Okay. And also, sorry, Jalen, but the tell it say told you so on complaining about your Oregon rankings. Told you so. As they lose to overtime versus Stanford. There's something about Oregon that still is like they showed up for the big game, but will they keep showing up the rest of the year?
They got screwed though. By the way, did you watch that game?
I did miss most of it, so.
Okay, so I think
it
was
Thibodeau.
I was gonna say the pass interference. I don't know.
Okay.
Was that the name of the?
Oh no, I was saying I know
remember.
Thibodeau got thrown out for a hit. I didn't.
No, there was a pass interference call at the end of the game that
Hmm.
basically like put it into overtime. That it was absurd. So
Gotcha.
shouldn't have happened. The game should have never even gone to overtime.
Gotcha. It should have never been close though.
That's true. That is true.
But that's fair. If there was that's fair as well. But they shouldn't have ever been close. So even if they did win that game, it would not have convinced me to put them at 3 or move them up.
Right.
And then really, the rest
It
of
wasn't
it just kind of
exciting.
happened. Kentucky though, first win versus Florida, in a very long time. Even had, I believe if I saw correctly, was it who stormed the field with them? Was it Waka Flocka I saw?
It's what?
Was it?
Did he go hard in the paint?
I thought there was someone stormed the field with Kentucky fans.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know about this.
So
That's great.
Kentucky there with their defense, man, because they only had 224 total yards of offense.
Are they ranked this week?
They are
They're
now.
5-0, right?
They
They
are
better be
5-0.
ranked.
They've won interesting every game.
What rank are they right now?
Oh goodness.
22 or something like that?
No, they got up into the teens because they are 5-0.
Did they really? Weren't they unranked?
They were
versus
unranked, so now
Florida?
they're 16th.
Don't do that.
They're undefeated.
I hate that. I hate that, man. Like,
undefeated.
I know.
They beat Florida, who they had Florida high.
Yeah, I think they were like 10.
They had Florida 10.
Yeah.
That's 2 losses now for Florida. We had Oklahoma State versus Baylor, 2 undefeated teams, and Oklahoma State got the W. I guess they're just going to just make it. I guess I don't know. I'm confused by them, but okay. We had a couple upsets late at night with Arizona State stomping on UCLA. Hawaii on the Big Island beats Fresno State. We had the battle of the dollar tickets with UConn and Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt beats them with the game-winning field goal with no time left. So good for Vanderbilt there. Bo Nix showed good Bo Nix and beat the very confusing LSU team. Is Ed Orgeron going to get fired after this year?
Coach O. I was talking to somebody that was a huge LSU fan about that, and they were like, "Yeah, it's time." They were like, they didn't have anything against him, but they were like, "It's time. We need somebody that's,
Yeah.
I was like, "That's fair. That's fair."
And we have the Texas A&M Fighting Aggies lose to Mississippi State at home. At home, Randall.
Mm. Well,
Rodgers threw for 59 times.
Yeah, we all saw the video of the fight song or the fight leader. What are yell leaders? Yell leaders this week. So that's all you need to know.
Yeah,
I
do want to
I've been
ask.
doing what I thought he was going to do. By the way, this year.
Yeah.
It hasn't been as good as I mean, I'm not saying he's almost 500 yards, but I don't know. He hadn't been doing what I thought he was going to do. Only gotten in the end zone twice, or rushing wise. I think he's got a receiving touchdown too. But yeah, I don't know. I thought he would just be a little bit better.
Okay, that's fair.
Teams being to key in on him though, so yeah, it is what it is.
Well, before we look ahead real quick to next week, I do want to ask one more random A&M thing. How have I never seen that they do a Battle of the Sheep reenactment?
I don't know, man. They do something every
What
It's
is
weird.
that? I
And
have
they're weird.
never seen
They're
that
like, I
before.
think people think we're like. I think when people talk about them, they think Texas people that are because if you're not an Aggie in Texas, you hate the Aggies. Basically,
Right.
same thing with the Longhorns. If you live in Texas and you're not a Longhorn fan, you hate the Longhorns. But like, I think people probably think everyone is kidding in Texas when they talk about like A&M being cold. No, we're not. Like, it's weird. That college is weird, man.
I never had seen
There's
that before
so-
till now. It's just
Yeah.
I feel like I try to give them the benefit of the doubt sometimes, but okay, that was just strange. Okay. So, anyways, Pick'em time. So, somehow pulled a 5-5 week out with some awful picks by me.
6-4.
Oh, okay, nice.
Well, I'll take it.
Yeah, I was looking a little scared when I obviously threw some big numbers out there, and Arkansas failed, Old Miss failed, Rutgers failed, UCF lost, and I had them covering. So 4 bad ones there, but Cincinnati got the win. App State got the good big win. Nevada didn't even need the points. They outright won. Penn State shut out Indiana. That Boston College one probably should have been the lock of the week. Clemson looks terrible. That was an easy plus 15 points. And yeah, so then 5-5. I'll take it. I threw some wild ones out there, and I'm fine with it. I took some swings, I missed, but I recovered and hit 500.
There you go, man. Well, yeah, I went 6-4. I had Iowa -3 versus Maryland. Missed on the Oregon -8 versus Stanford. Hit on K-State +10.5 versus OU. Hit on Boston College +15 versus Clemson. Missed on UTSA -20 versus UNLV. It's okay though; they still won. Hit on Liberty +2 against UAB. Hit on my lock with South Alabama +12.5 versus
Nice.
Louisiana, baby. We're riding with them. Missed on Army -7.5 versus Ball State. Missed on West Virginia -7 versus Texas Tech. I'll take that though. I'll take that loss if it meant Texas Tech actually won that game. That was pretty nice. And then hit on App State -10 versus Georgia State.
Nice. All right, so we'll carry into this next week, and you know what? Even after that, since obviously I put 5-5, I had 27, 22-1 with the lock of the week is 3-2, so not bad. Still looking better than last year. I'm not fighting for 500, so we're playing ahead. So week 6 here. Had a few extra ones to consider, but I ended up with my 10 going. Thursday night, Coastal Carolina, give me them covering at 19.5 versus Arkansas State. I see another Coastal Carolina easy win. My lock of the week comes early Saturday, and I'm taking that SMU -13.5 at Navy. I know Navy got the win last week, but this SMU team is good, and I think they're going to go undefeated until they play Cincinnati and have that double, 2 undefeated teams squaring off. So I hope Mordecai will just take care of business here and get that 2 touchdown victory. This next one is my fade UNC play. I know Florida State's not very good, but I'll take 17.5 because I don't trust North Carolina at all. They could make me look stupid. They could win this game by like 28, but you know what? Mac Brown has never beat Florida State. So, give me the points, even if it's a close win for UNC. Wisconsin might be without Graham Mertz. I know he's not good, but I'm going to take Illinois +10. I don't think they can beat anyone by double digits right now. And this is the Revenge Bielema game. Coming back with the Fighting Illini. I don't see a win for the Illini, but you know what? I'll take a 3 to 7 point loss and take the 10 points. I'm going with the Battle of the Awful Teams. Give me home UMass getting 3.5 versus UConn. Someone's got to get a win. I debated on playing this, but you know what? I just have this gut feeling. Give me Penn State +1.5 at Iowa. I think Penn State's going to win. So, you know what? If I'm going to take points...
Well, you also said that last week, so...
Hey, Penn State won.
No, I'm talking about with Iowa.
Oh.
You said that you had a bad feeling about Maryland versus Iowa.
That's fair. But I like Penn State this year. They
I'll
make
say
me
this.
nervous.
I don't have that game picked. I didn't want to do like a pick 'em basically with that.
Right.
But I think I was gonna beat Penn State. I am not sold on Penn State.
That's fair.
And I am 100% sold on Iowa.
All right. Well, there we go. I know you're obviously not adding your picks, but that's still a straight up fight there on the, like you said, straight wins there. I'm gonna take Oregon State minus 3.5 at Washington State. Don't think Washington State's very good, and Oregon State is sneaky here with only one loss, technically leading the North Division. I'm going to take East Carolina plus 10 at UCF. Obviously, I had a little too much faith with the backup quarterback at UCF, so I think it'll be a close game here. So if you're going to give me 10 points, I'll take it. Undefeated UTSA is getting 3.5 at Western Kentucky, so give me UTSA plus points. And especially after I saw some of those videos, easily give me Alabama minus 17.5 at A&M.
That's fair. I think we have quite a few same this week. I'm not gonna lie. So I have Houston minus 6.5 versus Tulane for tomorrow night. Actually, okay. I believe. Then I will take Michigan State minus 5.5 versus Rutgers. I'll take Arkansas plus 6 versus Ole Miss. I think they bounce back this week and play well. I'll take BYU minus 6 versus Boise State.
Come on, Cougs.
Yep. I will take SMU minus 13.5 versus Navy. I will also take FSU plus 17.5 versus UNC. I will take UTSA plus 3.5 versus Western Kentucky.
There's just too many games that were just like, I've got to pick that one.
Yeah. I'm going to go with my ride or dies, South Alabama minus 3.5 versus Texas State. This is one of those ones that I saw it and I was just like, that seems a lot of points. I'll take New Mexico State to cover plus 30.5 versus Nevada. And then my lock of the week is going to be Michigan minus 3.5
gosh, why are you doing
Nebraska.
That to me? Oh, why are you doing this to me? What's your lock of the week so far? No, you know what? Don't tell me. Actually, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Oh.
What's my lock of the week?
No,
like how have I done?
Yeah, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
What?
No, I don't want to know it. Oh, I just feel. I don't know. I'm never going to feel great right now.
I'm 2-1 on them. I'm 2-1.
I'm just never going to feel great right now. I mean, obviously, I'll never pick with these for Michigan. I just at Nebraska and Michigan just. The offense run game is so good, but the passing game just still scares me if it doesn't get going. So I don't know. It's just still making me nervous. I haven't seen the really breakout game that gave me the faith in the offense really sell it to me.
Look, I'll put it like this. This is not as much faith in y'all as it's faith in Nebraska to not be that good.
They haven't looked terrible lately, though.
No, I don't care.
Okay.
No, I don't care.
Last pick'em I just want to know your thoughts on is where you going real quick with the Red River rivalry.
I'll say this, and I know my Texas brethren probably would hate to hear me say this, and they'd be upset, but I don't like the way we match up against OU. I think a lot of the things that are their strengths are our weaknesses, and we're young in our DBs. I'm kind of scared about that. We have a lot of injuries on the offensive line right now. Our defensive line isn't quite there yet either, with no pass rush. And if there's one thing Rattler does well is when he's not being pass rushed, when he doesn't have anybody in his face, he can sit there and wait and do what he needs to do. And we don't have much pass rush right now. So I am a little afraid. I'm going to not pick because I don't want to do that. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess it up.
I will just, without picking either to jinx anything, when it was at 3.5, I was considering taking Texas just because I figured it's Texas OU, it's going to be close. But when it went to 3, I was like, I feel like worst case I'm going to get a push, and I shouldn't bet on a push.
That's fair.
So, all right. There you go. So there you go. There's our college football look back and look ahead. I think it's time to hit the break here, and on the other side, it is some NFL chat here with this past week 4 and our picks for week 5. Stay tuned.
Twelve-Ounce Sports has a new home for betting. BetUS.com is the official place to place your bets and support 12-Ounce Sports. All you have to do is go to BetUS.com and type in the promo code 120OZ and you'll instantly get a deposit bonus. This is America's favorite sports book. And remember, always gamble responsibly.
And we are back here on the other side, and it is some NFL, and it is time to go quickly through the games, and we will go back and touch through each game that we feel deems important enough. We had the Thursday night football, which drove Urban Myers to a bar and had to just blow off some steam. The Bengals win 24-21 after the big start by the Jags. We had the football team escapes the Falcons with Ryan Fitzpatrick 2.0 and Taylor Heineke. We have the Bills absolutely stomp on Mills, and it's a 40-0 absolute destruction of the Texans. We have Justin Fields force his way to continue to start after the Bears win there. We have the Cowboys and the late push by the Panthers, which I guess caused them to trade for Gilmore here with the Cowboys, another win. And we had double ankle down Wentz with the 10-point victory over the Dolphins. I think we all forgot the Browns and Vikings were playing because they forgot to play after the first quarter, but the Browns get the win 14-7. We can breeze by the Giants winning in overtime and Jabril Pepper saying they want the effing ball there. Another OT victory for a New York team as the Jets beat the Titans on a game-winning missed field goal. I guess preventing from game tying field goal there. We had the Chiefs and Andy Reid getting his 100th victory. Now the only coach with 100+ victories with 2 different teams. Cliff Kingsbury finally gets over the Rams roadblock he's been having there with the big victory. The Seahawks take care of the 49ers and force Jimmy G out. The Ravens don't care about kneeling at the end. They want that 100 straight rushing yard record. They're going for the 23-7 victory. We got the Packers taking care of whatever is left of Big Ben Roethlisberger. We had the rainy Sunday night, kind of boring game with the Bucks winning against the Patriots, and the Chargers with the lightning delay in a dome take care of the Raiders.
Lightning delay in the dome.
So yeah, where do you want to take it first?
Not the Saints at all, ever.
All right.
The second he said that, the second he was like, said those words,
Yeah.
and it came through the mic, I was like, oh, we lost.
You didn't think it was a Matt Hasselbeck kind of deal?
No, not at all. The second he said that, I was like, oh yeah, that's a loss. The way he said that, I was like, oh, this is actually the dead opposite of what happened in that Seahawks game. Like, he sealed our fate. Like, you don't say that with that much emphasis and it not get bleeped out, and then y'all not kill us. Like,
That's fair.
also, Danny Dimes played really, really well that game. I I said I didn't want to talk about it. Now I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
But and then Kadarius Toney, the way he played that game, woof,
They
he is
remember
going
they
to
can
be
use
a
him.
problem.
It's crazy.
What?
They realized that they should use their first round receiver.
Right. I mean, to be fair, the two guys they have out right now are really good, so it is what it is. John Ross caught a long touchdown pass on us. I think I'm weary of saying this, but I think it's time we need to start letting Winston cook.
Right?
Like,
why are we holding them back?
Unleash him. Mistakes and all, but unleash it. We got to get that ball
Full
moving,
Jameis
man.
Winston experience.
Yeah, unleash him. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. AK was killing it on the ground, 26 carries, 120 yards. But we got to, if we want that to keep working, eventually, if we don't pass the ball down the field, then the same thing's going to happen as that it did last year, where teams start stacking the box. They don't care about past 15 yards, and we get stuck because we can't move the ball. So we gotta use Winston's arm, man. We gotta rely on it. So.
All right. Well, the only last thing I want to throw out there is this odd thing I heard, and is Danny Dimes splits home and away. At home, he has thrown 14 touchdowns and 16 interceptions. On the road, he has thrown for 25 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Now, granted, he's 4-11 at home and 5-11 on the road, but he plays a whole lot better on the road, statistically.
Yeah. Can we point out though that he's playing well this season so far?
You know what I decided I'm going to call him right now? And it's not just because he's on the Giants. He is a more athletic Eli Manning. He's going to have some head-scratching games, but you're like, you know what? There's the talent I still see.
I think that's a little disrespectful to Eli.
Yeah.
The dude has 2 Super Bowls.
All right.
He's got 2 Super Bowls. But I'll say this. Danny's playing well this season. He's only thrown 1 interception. He's not making those mistakes. He's, already at around 1,200 yards. He's got 4 touchdowns. His QBR is a little above average right now, like a little above mid-range quarterback right now. So he's playing well, man. He's not doing bad. I think this team is about to start putting it together a little bit. That defense is going to come alive again.
It's a tough stretch, though.
Bad defense. Huh?
It's a tough upcoming stretch, though, for them.
It is, but I think they're going to be fine, man. I don't think they're going to land with a top 10 pick this year. I'll say that.
Right. Fair enough. Well, enough on that game. I think we can move on. Take it to another noon game. So who's going to hire Kellen Moore next year?
Bears?
Yeah.
Bears would be interesting.
Yeah, I hate that. I love that 4th down play so much.
Yeah.
Running the pitch.
That's
some triple option stuff right there, and I love it too much.
Who would be a good fit for him?
But
Sorry.
No, you're good. But when you can unlock Zeke, I mean, this is what happens because is Tony Pollard probably the better running back right now? But
no.
Zeke's, you got him averaging 7 yards. Pollard 6.7 in that game. Dak doesn't have to really throw it as much because you're just dominating on the ground. You run the ball and you're averaging 7. You had Sam Darnold.
Dude, he's gonna be the Jags head coach.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Sam
that's
Darnold seeing some ghosts there.
Fit.
Also, what's Sam Darnold leading the league in rushing touchdowns right now?
Yeah, I don't like that. I also don't like that they made their defense God mode today by by trading for him for a 6th round pick. Screw you, Patriots, man. Sorry, whoops. F it, man. That's some bullshit, bro. I'm so tired of them giving players away now to teams that are in my division. God, Bless. Whatever, man.
Yeah.
We're never gonna be able to move the ball against it. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose to them again because we're not gonna be able to move the ball at all.
Oh, I mean, and then moving on, the last noon game, unless there's any that you want to bring up, is good for the Jets. You know what? Zach Wilson
No,
has
not
cut.
good for the Jets.
They've cut their interceptions. Zach Wilson has cut his interceptions in half every game. He went from 4 to 2 to 1.
That's so bad. That's so bad. Not good for the Jets, Dom. You know why? Because that was the only miss I had on a parlay this weekend.
Oh.
This was supposed to be the one team. That was supposed to be the one game that was a lock. The rest of them I wasn't sure about, and then I won the rest and lost this one. I was pissed.
No
I was
AJ
super
Brown
pissed.
or Julio Jones.
Whatever, man. I did lock in that before we knew about AJ Brown and Julio Jones, though. I think so.
That's fair.
It is what it is.
And then we had the 3 o'clock action where I think everything really, the big stuff. I know obviously the Chiefs won by 12, but did it feel like the Eagles hung around too long?
Yeah, it did. It did. Excuse me. Yeah, it did. Chiefs are just a little weird this year, man.
Yeah.
I'll be able to tell you for sure after this weekend.
Some live in-person scouting.
Yep. Yeah. Gonna be at Arrowhead on Sunday night. I'll try to do some live tweets.
Yeah, there we go.
Bills Chief action for the first time in Arrowhead. Pretty hyped about that. That's big time, man.
Yeah, for sure. I guess I know I saw a couple things pointed out is Jalen Hurts missed a couple pretty wide open guys that he just didn't throw to that he didn't see.
Yeah. I just that whole Eagles team is like weird to me. Like I don't know the direction it's going towards. Like I feel like they're a team that could either go trend like I still feel like they could blow it up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like still feel that that defense could just be blown up and they start over, and then pretty much the offenses too, minus Hurts and even maybe Hurts depending on what they think of him. But like the only person on that entire team that I'm like, oh, he's safe, is Devontae Smith. He's like the one that I'm like, yeah, he's safe. Like
Maybe
the rest
Goddard.
of them, I'm like, Goddard, no, well, maybe, probably. I would think maybe Darius Slay is safe, and then maybe Lane Johnson, just because he's so good. But then again, he'd be a good piece of trade. So I don't know.
Yeah.
He does get hurt a lot though. So yeah, I don't know. Devontae Smith's got that connection though. That's for real.
Yeah. Well, we then had Cliff Kingsbury getting that first win versus the Rams in LA. Any thoughts to take away from that game? As we had, it wasn't even like a Hopkins show. They used AJ Green, Max Williams, had Edmonds run for 120, but James Conner has 2 touchdowns rushing. A little bit of everything.
No, only thing that I thought was, hey, I got that right on my pick'ems. Did Tom? Got that one right.
Fair enough. We also had the Seahawks with a win, and they played well in the second half. That's a pretty important thing there. We had another DK Metcalf touchdown, but Chris Carson might be missing this Thursday night. Russell Wilson, efficient, but it's crazy to see he only threw for 149.
Yeah.
We had Trey Lance come in and throw for 2 touchdowns, some rushing yards. I know obviously they're saying you don't know for sure about Jimmy G, but is this the week that Lance starts and keeps the job?
I don't know. I don't know. I still just kind of want him to sit this season.
Oh. And then we have primetime games. The Bucks with the win, the missed field goal by the Pats, and the Chargers with the 2 touchdown wins versus the Raiders. Any big takeaways you got from either of those?
Nope.
I say the Chargers just look
Broncos.
good.
Yeah, I was just saying. Well, I guess we're past the Broncos game, but
Hey, if you want to bring that one up again.
well, I was just saying the Broncos are not as good as we thought they were, which I didn't actually think they were that good anyways.
I mean, they beat teams that had won.
Right. I was close to getting the Pats thing right, I guess.
Yeah.
I was close. But, and then the meme of what's his name's son.
Oh, Bill's son. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Drug test coaches.
Yeah, probably so. He definitely looks like he's probably on something.
That's cocaine, Dom.
That is cocaine. Sorry, my
That's
bad.
cocaine.
Fair
Sorry.
enough. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, obviously you mentioned almost getting that right. Where'd you end up on wins for last week?
I did okay. Pretty good. I got 10 of them right.
Yeah, perfect. Same. So I am at 41 and
I thought you
23.
said you went perfect. I was like, what?
No.
What are you, 41 and 23?
41 and 23.
Okay, I'm 39 and 25. So
All right.
I got.
I'll hold that 2-point lead.
By the way, I just want to point out that we're both doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm at
you know,
93.3 percentile.
Yeah, I'm at 84.5%. We'll take it.
Yeah.
We're doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good. So we're going to kick off right away then into Thursday night. We got Rams at Seahawks. I can't see the Rams losing twice in a row.
That was my exact thoughts. Right.
We have the London game. We are sending the Jets and Falcons over there to somehow make them fans. Caleb, this is for you. I'm picking the Jets.
I'll take Falcons. Who cares?
Yeah. We have the next game up is the Packers at the Bengals. I think Green Bay is just getting on their roll, so give me the Packers.
Yeah, I don't think the Bengals are there yet where they can compete against a team like that.
Next up, Lions at... Oh, yeah. Lions at Vikings. It's the Vikings here, and they win.
I'll give you Eagles first win.
You need to stop picking it. It's hurting me, man.
I'm going to keep picking them because, you know why, Dom? Because I think if I keep picking them, they might go
Oh, don't do that to me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, we got it. There's a win coming up. We got a win coming up in the next 2 to 3 weeks, so I don't see this one being it.
I think I just have to keep picking them.
Oh,
I'll pick them against the Packers.
oh, that would be really bad. You can't do that. You can keep picking them any but that. You know that's a loss for sure. We have Broncos at Steelers. Do we know if Bridgewater is back yet?
I don't know. I haven't heard. I'm not sure.
You know what?
I'm taking the Steelers anyway.
I'm taking the Broncos.
I just
have no faith left. Big Ben is washed.
I don't either, but I just can't see 1 and 4 from them to start.
I sure
necessarily. I did pick that. I had them pretty bad in our predictions, so I guess 1 and 4 is not crazy, but it's just, I don't know. I think Najee Harris will
feel
have
right.
Yeah.
We have the Dolphins at the Bucks. I don't see this one being a close Bucks game. I think the Bucks will handle business here.
Yeah, Bucks.
Saints at football team. I'm sorry, Randall. I'm going football team.
I understand. I'm going the Saints. I understand.
We have the Eagles at Panthers, the newly acquired Gilmore, but I don't think he'll be back just yet. But I'm still going to go Panthers on the bounce back.
Yeah, I'm going Panthers.
What you got in Titans at Jaguars?
Oh, please. This is the biggest talk of the week. Titans pissed. They lost to the Jets. Jags are what they are right now. Lock. Absolute lock.
Titans
My
as
life
well.
savings.
Mac Jones. What?
I said I'll put my life savings, which isn't
Okay.
a lot.
All right. Pats at Texans. Give Mac and Cheese another win here.
Yeah. Mac and cheese.
3 o'clock, we have Bears at Raiders. We do have Fields starting now. This maybe back and forth. I'm going to give the Raiders the home edge, though.
This one was hard for me. I went Bears, but I don't feel comfortable about it. But I'm going Bears.
That's fair. We have Browns at Chargers. This one, I feel the exact same what you just said, and especially how good the Chargers looked last week. I'm going to take the Browns.
I'm taking the Chargers. This is going to be a big week for you and me.
We have a lot different.
Yeah, this is going to be a big week.
All right. We got the Giants at the Cowboys. I will take the Cowboys here, though.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
But I went Cowboys.
That's what
I did. I'm telling you, man, I think they're going to come alive.
All right. Who you got? 49ers, Cardinals. I think that one's too obvious.
Cards for me.
Same. I'm going to keep the Cards run going. Sunday Night Football, where you will be. Where do you go with the pick?
Doing the chop.
At Chiefs.
I'm switching. I'm going Chiefs.
Same. If the fact that they're 2-2, it's too hard to be like they got it.
Yeah,
they can't be 2-3.
That's the thing. If they were also 3-1 right now, I'd 100% pick the Bills. But nah.
I know it's 2-2. You can't. It feels weird picking them to go 2-3. And Monday Night Football, I think we're both locking up the Ravens over the Colts.
Yep.
That's what I figured.
Horrible one.
All right, so we got a lot of different picks here. So we will see. Is this going to be what you need to change the gap, flip the gap, or do I extend the lead? Guess we will find out next week. So there we go. That is the show. That is We Talk Sports Good here on a Wednesday. Catch us here next week to see where we're at in the standings, and of course talk all your favorite college football and NFL storylines here. So see you next week. Follow us on Twitter. We Talk Sport Good. Have a great rest of your night.